Stop scrolling and ask yourself, why does the cancellation high, that instant rush of relief when plans fall through, feel more addictive than actually going out? While the world often labels you as antisocial or boring for choosing your couch over a crowd, modern psychology suggests that your preference for staying home isn't a personality deficit. In fact, it's a sophisticated form of emotional regulation and a sign of high self sovereignty. Today, we're going to look at the secret psychology of people who love staying at home and why your quiet nights in might actually be your secret superpower. To understand the homebody, we first have to look at the optimal level of arousal theory. In behavioral science, every person has a sweet spot for stimulation. Extroverts typically have a lower baseline of internal arousal, meaning they need the noise, the movement, and the social energy of the outside world to feel normal. But for the homebody, the internal world is already buzzing. Your brain is naturally more sensitive to external inputs, meaning what feels like an exciting party to someone else can feel like sensory overload to you. When you choose to stay home, you aren't doing nothing, you are allowing your nervous system to downshift from a state of high vigilance into a state of restorative calm. There is also a fascinating neurochemical difference at play. While extroverts are driven by the dopamine reward system, which seeks external thrills and social novelty, homebodies often lean on the acetylcholine pathway. This neurotransmitter is linked to the rest and digest system and provides a sense of well-being during internal reflection and deep focus. This means your brain is literally getting its happy chemicals from a completely different source than someone who needs to be at a concert or a club to feel alive beyond biology. There is a deep psychological concept known as place attachment. For many, home isn't just a physical structure. It's an extension of the self. Environmental psychologists have found that when we are in a space where we control the variables, the lighting, the temperature, the sounds, our brains, threat detection system, the amygdala, finally relaxes. In public, you're constantly managing impression control, adjusting your posture, and scanning for social cues using your theory of mind to guess what others are thinking. This is cognitively expensive. At home, that tax is removed, which is why you feel a literal physical exhale the moment you lock your front door. You are retreating to a secure base, a term coined by psychiatrist John Bowlby, which allows your mind to stop scanning for evaluation and start focusing on growth. In our modern culture, we are plagued by FOMO, the fear of missing out, a lingering evolutionary anxiety that we are being left behind by the tribe. But homebodies have mastered a much healthier state, JOMO, or the joy of missing out. This shift represents a high level of intrapersonal intelligence. It means you don't require external validation to feel like your time is being spent well. While others are chasing the next event to feel alive, you're finding depth in the quiet. Whether it's getting lost in a book, working on a creative hobby, or simply observing the stillness, you are engaging in what psychologists call slow living. Research even suggests that highly intelligent individuals often require less social stimulation because their minds are occupied with complex internal dialogue and deep work. For them, the cost of small talk is simply too high compared to the reward of solitude. Furthermore, being a homebody allows for a process called self-reflective functioning. When you are constantly surrounded by others, you are absorbing their energies, their opinions, and their expectations. It is only in the absence of an audience that you can truly discover who you are. This is why many homebodies are highly creative or introspective. They have given themselves the psychological margin required to think original thoughts. However, it is important to distinguish between restorative solitude and avoidant isolation. There is a fine line between staying home because it fills you up and staying home because the world feels too heavy to face. If your preference for home comes from a place of peace, it is a strength. If it comes from social anxiety or a fear of judgment, home can quickly turn from a sanctuary into a cage. The key difference lies in how you feel after your time alone. True homebodies leave their sanctuary feeling refreshed, grounded, and more like themselves. They don't hate people. They just love their own company enough to be selective about who they share it with. So, the next time you feel guilty for turning down an invitation, remember this: your need for home isn't a sign that you're missing out on life. It's a sign that you found a way to experience life on your own terms. You aren't antisocial. You are selectively social. You aren't boring. You are internally rich. In a world that never stops talking, your ability to sit quietly with yourself is perhaps the most radical form of self-love there is. You aren't hiding from the world, you are simply choosing the environment that allows you to be the best version of yourself. If this video resonated with you, it's a sign. You're part of a community that values deep thinking and self-awareness. If you want to understand more about the hidden why behind your behavior, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We explore the psychology behind the scenes of everyday life to help you live more intentionally. Share your thoughts in the comments. Are you a proud homebody, or are you still searching for your secure base? Don't forget to like this video if it helped you feel a little more understood. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next deep dive.